You know how sometimes you hear a song and bam, you're instantly like back in a specific moment.
Oh, absolutely. Music's got that time machine quality, doesn't it?
Totally. It just cuts right through. And that's kind of the magic
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tries to capture, right? Honoring those artists who really made that kind of lasting connection.
It really is a testament to, well, artistry that sticks around. And speaking of artists who've definitely left a mark,
Yeah.
the Hall just announced the 2025 inductees. And wow, it's quite a lineup. Really shows you how much music keeps changing.
Exactly. That's what we're digging into today. This group, it spans what? Decades? Different genres. From like the real foundations of rock right up to sounds that were huge in the early 2000s.
It's a great snapshot.
Yeah, a fascinating slice of music history. And what's interesting too is how they decide it's a mix of fan votes and, industry folks.
Right, which shows these artists connected on like multiple levels, broad appeal.
But who made the cut this year? Let's get into it.
Okay, so we've got a really diverse group. Chubby Checker, Cyndi Lauper, Soundgarden,
Okay.
Bad Company, The Amazing Joe Cocker, Outkast, and the White Stripes.
Wow. Okay. That covers a lot of ground.
It really does. Each one a major player in their own corner of the music world.
Let's maybe start near the beginning of that list, at least in terms of like early rock and roll impact. Chubby Checker.
Yes, Chubby Checker. You hear that name, you instantly think early 60s.
The twist.
Exactly, the twist. But, it's more than just how popular the song was. Think about how it changed dancing.
Right. It wasn't complicated partner steps anymore.
Precisely. Before that, it was mostly structured partner dancing. The twist, well, it kind of blew the doors open. Suddenly, you didn't need a partner, you didn't need lessons. Anyone could just get up and do it.
Yeah, just jump in.
That simple thing, it totally changed the vibe on the dance floor, Big impact on youth culture, the whole music scene, really.
It's a really good point about making dancing more democratic, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that he's 83 now, it just shows how long that influence can last, how a song can weave itself into like how we socialize.
Deep cultural roots.
Okay, so let's jump forward a bit. A few decades later, the 80s, another artist who just completely owns the era, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, she just exploded onto the scene, didn't she? Such unique energy.
The look alone was iconic.
Yeah.
The hair, the clothes.
Totally. That electric hair, the kind of wild outfits. It was all part of this really empowering vibe, very individualistic. But it wasn't just the look, obviously. The songs, anthems like Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I mean, they still absolutely hold up.
Oh, for sure. You hear that opening synth line.
Instantly recognizable. And even now, she's 71, still seen as this like real force. It kind of speaks to being authentically yourself, and writing great, catchy songs that actually mean something.
Yeah, that authenticity really shines through. Okay, so from that vibrant 80s individualism, we pivot again. Into the 90s, bit more raw, maybe introspective sometimes. Soundgarden.
Right, Seattle grunge, Soundgarden were absolutely central to that whole movement.
Huge shift in rock music then.
Oh yeah, the Seattle sound, that raw, kind of heavy, distorted guitar, the angsty lyrics, it really defined alternative rock for that decade.
And Chris Cornell, what a voice.
Incredible, just towering. His vocals, his complex songwriting, that was the heart of Soundgarden's power. His death in 2017, such a huge loss.
Yeah, really tragic.
But their music, with those heavy riffs, sometimes weird time signatures, it's still so influential. Getting into the hall really cements their place, their importance in that whole rock era.
Definitely feels right. Okay, shifting again, let's talk classic English rock. Early 70s sound. Bad Company.
Ah, Bad Company. Yeah, formed in 73. They had that perfect blend, didn't they? Bluesy, hard rock, but super melodic, too.
Yeah, very smooth, but still rocked hard.
Exactly. Songs like Feel Like Making Love or their self-titled track, Bad Company. They're just like essential classic rock radio staples.
Total stadium anthems.
Right. So if you're trying to get a quick handle on the big influential sounds of that time, Bad Company is definitely a key band to know. That mix of like grit and polish.
Gotcha. And sticking with powerful voices, but maybe more on the soulful side, Joe Cocker.
Oh, Joe Cocker, what an interpreter of songs. He didn't just sing them, he like inhabited them.
Yeah, wrung every bit of emotion out.
Totally. Think of You Are So Beautiful or Up Where We Belong, that duet with Jennifer Warnes.
That's okay.
Just pure vocal power and feeling, but maybe the defining moment and maybe a surprising one for some listeners.
Yeah.
His version of the Beatles, with a little help from my friends at Woodstock.
Oh, legendary.
Absolutely legendary. That raw, sort of guttural, passionate performance, it became one of the anthems of Woodstock.
Right.
Really showed his genius for making a song completely his own. A landmark moment in rock history, no question.
Wow. Okay, so from that kind of raw, soulful rock,
Yeah.
let's jump genres again. Groundbreaking hip-hop, Outkast.
Outkast, yes. Coming out of Atlanta, what, 92? Good Boy and Andre 3000, they just completely changed the game.
How so? What made them different?
Well, they brought this whole Southern perspective, which was still kind of emerging in mainstream hip-hop. Deep funk and soul influences, but also this incredibly creative, sometimes eccentric wordplay and style.
Very unique flow.
Totally. They weren't afraid to, like, break the mold, blending genres, pushing lyrics in new directions. It was just so infectious and honestly massively influential.
And a song like Hey Ya, I mean, everyone knew that song.
Exactly. It transcended genre, didn't it? That catchy melody, the quirky video. It just captured their spirit perfectly. Their induction really highlights how important different voices and, regional perspectives are for pushing music forward.
Really expanded the definition of hip-hop, it feels like.
For sure. Okay, and finally, rounding out this class, the White Stripes.
Right. Detroit. Early 2000s, kind of bringing garage rock back in a big way.
Yeah, they were like this jolt of raw energy, weren't they? Stripped right back.
Just the two of them,
Right.
guitar and drums.
That minimalist setup, Jack and Meg White, and the visuals too, that strong red, white, and black thing they had going on, it was super striking.
Very distinctive.
And they basically proved you didn't need like tons of layers or fancy production to make incredibly powerful, exciting rock music.
Back to basics, almost.
Totally. That raw, bluesy sound, that kind of explosive energy, it tapped into something really fundamental about rock and roll. A great reminder that sometimes simplifying things is the most innovative move you can make.
So, quite a list. Chubby Checker's dance craze, Cyndi Lauper's pop power, Soundgarden's grunge intensity, Bad Company's classic rock, Joe Cocker's soul, Outkast's hip-hop revolution, the White Stripes garage revival. What's the common thread here, if there is one?
Well, I think ultimately it's about originality, isn't it? And making music that lasts, that goes beyond its initial moment.
Yeah, transcending time.
Right. Each of these artists, they really broke new ground somehow. A new sound, a different way of performing, maybe a unique way of connecting with people.
Makes sense.
And it's worth remembering that Hall of Fame rule, too, you have to have released your first record at least 25 years ago.
Right, the 25-year rule.
Yeah, so that ensures there's been enough time to really see the artists impact their legacy.
Here's a perspective.
Exactly. And for anyone interested, the actual induction ceremony is happening in LA November 8th, and they're streaming it live on Disney Plus app.
Ooh, cool. So fans everywhere can tune in.
Yep, makes it accessible.
It really is pretty amazing seeing that range of styles and eras all getting honored together. This 2025 class, it really does show how much music keeps evolving.
It really does, and it makes you think, which of these artists really hit home for you personally? What is it about their music that still grabs you?
Yeah, that's a good question to ponder. And maybe think about this too. Seeing artists from early rock, pop, grunge, hip-hop, garage rock, all under the banner of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How does that maybe broaden our idea of what rock and roll even means today?
It's become a much more inclusive term, hasn't it?
Definitely feels that way. Maybe this chat inspires you, the listener, to go back and listen to some of these icons. Or maybe check out the ones you don't know as well.
Yeah, you never know what great music you might rediscover or find for the first time.